videos about leaving religion. The purpose of the videos is to get you to think. Turn your brains on and think. Use logic, use reason, and realize that religion is fake. For this video, of course I don't really rehearse any of them, but I try to collect some information, what have you. I guess a couple people spoke about it. I want to speak about the Hebrew Israelites. Now this won't be some in-depth, the most researched speaking I'm doing, but it's just a general gloss over talking about the Hebrew Israelites. And a lot of people, you're going to run into Hebrew Israelites. You might not know who they are, so you'll know who they are. And I done dealt with a few, and they're not the easiest people to deal with, for real. So even as I go on, one of my followers, her name up here is Freely Keatwheat, and she came out of the Hebrew Israelite religion, her and her family.
It's tough, kid. It's double tough.
And you know, I seen that from her comments, and like I said, that's tough. Coming out of that is tough. So you can check her page out. She speaks about her experiences and what have you. Check her out if you want to. I'll put it right up here on the screen. Alright, and shout out to my man Ricky Swink. Ricky Swink at Begging for Change, and Ricky Swink, many of you don't know, he does the moderation for Kevin Wesley. And if y'all have heard of Kevin Wesley, when the pastor had left religion, you know, and is doing big things, teaching, got the shirts that say born winners, not born sinners. So they out there doing their thing, and my boy LaShawn Thomas also. So thanks for all the support out there. And I can't forget anybody. My man Michael Rowland, I always remember him being one of my first helps when I came out of religion. So let me get into this about the Hebrew Israelites. Well, some people might want to know what the Hebrew Israelites are. The Hebrew Israelites are black people, one thing, and when I say black, do I got to be politically correct on my own video? So-called African Americans, they believe all of the black people in America came from the tribe of Judah of Israel. And so they even have a system where they believe each so-called group of people came from out of the 12 tribes of Israel in the Bible, which we know is just a fictional book. But they believe that the black people came from the tribe of Judah, and those that are familiar with Jesus, Jesus came from the tribe of Judah. Alright, so you'll hear them call Jesus Yahshua or Yahuda or something like that, but it's still Jesus because they're reading the same book. They're going to call God Yahweh, Yah, any other names I'm not sure, but those are the names they're going to say. But it's the same thing. Hebrew Israelites are basically pro-black Christians. They have taken the whole Christianity, and of course you just get rid of all the black pictures, get rid of all of the white names, and go back to the Hebrew names. This is what they do. But they believe that all these people over here, black people in America, come from the tribe of Israel, from Judah, the tribe of Judah, which to me seems ridiculous considering the fact even in the Bible there were other people. I mean, you even had Egypt going on. All these people were already going on before Abraham had Isaac, and Isaac had Jacob, who became Israel and had the 12 tribes. So how could you say everybody came from the 12 tribes when we had people before your so-called, you know, fictional Abraham? And, you know, I mean, it's just, how? It makes no sense. So they are, you have Christianity, you have Judaism. The Christianity is when we, let's start with it. Judaism are the people who follow the Old Testament, to a degree, because you can't follow all that stuff down. There is no temple. You know, you're not slaughtering any animals and so on or what have you, and so they'll believe, oh, Yahushua or whoever, he died for the sins of the people, so we don't have to do the sacrifices. Which, who said that? Y'all said that. You know, you said that. So you believe that part, but then you still cling to the parts about you shouldn't eat shellfish and pork and what have you. And so people that eat pork and shellfish, I guess they go to hell for what they eat. Even when Jesus said that it wasn't what went into a man that defiled him, but what came out. Fictional Jesus. But let me continue. So this is what they believe. They believe and I will say this, that the so-called Jews of today, the white Jews, are just the people who took over the identity of the people in the Bible. I mean, yeah, we know that, but the deal is, when you have the Hebrew Israelites, like, what is the benefit of being one? You're telling me, yeah, the Ashkenazis, became the Jews. They Jewish, Judah, Jewish. They're not Jews, and they took over the history of. But look, they have the land of Israel. They have one of the best militaries. They have the economy. They have other countries donating to them and looking out for them. Even if they are the false people, they're receiving all the benefits, while the so-called darker hued Hebrew Israelites, you have like a bragging right that nobody really cares about. There's no benefit to it. It's not like you get pulled over by the police and the police say, "Oh, I didn't know you were from the tribe of Judah, so here's your license and I'm going to let you go." Or you're going to go try to get a loan for a house and they're going to say, "Oh, well, we didn't know that, you were backed by the Most High, so we're going to give you a loan for that house." What does it benefit? Absolutely nothing. Because all you are is pro-black Christians. You have no power, just like the other Christians do. You follow a book that's still the same fictional book they follow, and you figure, since you follow in the 1611 King James Version, which many of y'all think when you have the King James Version, you have the 1611, you just have another edited version. It doesn't have the more difficult words nor font that you are used to if you have an original 1611, with the Apocrypha between the Old Testament and the New Testament. For you that don't know, the end of the Old Testament is Malachi, beginning of the New Testament is Matthew. So the Apocrypha is there, and it was taken out later. They used the Apocrypha as well. And this is what they go by, but you're still going by the same King James book, which makes no sense. And when you talk to them, they have a dialogue where it's totally cherry picking. They can't read a whole passage to you to try to tell you what to do. They have to jump here and tell you something, and jump here and tell you something, go back here, pull out a scripture here, add that scripture to this. And so they got to give you a Frankenstein doctrine in order for you to believe what they're talking about. And they don't, if you're talking to the ones that I dealt with, they're never listening when you talk. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they can start talking, if they'll wait for you to stop talking. Because I know I had one guy I dealt with a while ago, and we met up, I guess, on YouTube when I was doing the Christian thing, exchanged numbers and called each other, and we was on the phone. And I'm the type of person, if you got the floor, I give you the floor. So when he was stating his case, I didn't say a mumbling word. I let him state his case the whole time. I didn't agree with it, but I didn't say a mumbling word. I let him state his whole case. Then when he finished, it was my turn to talk. I'm not 20 seconds in before I say something. He's like, hold on, cutting me off with his scriptures. They don't want to listen, because no matter what I was saying, he wasn't listening anyway. So I've learned those conversations are not beneficial at all, because the Hebrew Israelite does not want to listen. And in a lot of cases with the Hebrew Israelites, things have to happen within the organization in order for those people to leave. They have to see the cult situations going on before they leave. It's not always about the doctrine that makes them leave. It's about what's going on within their circle that makes them leave. Now, I only know limited things. Again, I told you Freely Keep Weak. She was in there. You could check out her videos, and she talks about things, okay? She was straight from it. I know about it just from dealing with them. She was one. So What else with Hebrew Israelites? Like I said, they're gonna cherry pick. They're not gonna listen to you. And if you are not of a darker hue, you don't really stand a chance. So you can cancel that if you're not a so-called, let's just say for the sake of the video, African American, you can cancel it. It's nothing for you. So this is what the Hebrew Israelites are. And of course they're gonna disagree with me, no different than anyone else would, no different than the Christians do, because the Christians, when I say Christians, I say that lightly, but the Christians will not agree with the sect of the Hebrew Israelites because we know Christianity is divided into many sects. And that sects, let me put that on the screen so folks don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. And that's another video. Somebody asked me to talk about the different denominations of Christianity, and one of them is the Hebrew Israelites. Because you know how we have the AME Church, the Methodists, the Baptists, and the Holiness, the Pentecostals. So everybody has their own methods of how they want to do things, but somehow you're all coming from the same book, but you got different methods of doing things. And they've even said that Christianity has about 30,000 different sects itself, and I don't know how you got so many sects if your God supposed to be the one true God and your book supposed to be real, and if you're following it, why do you have so many different sects? That makes no sense unless the answer would be it's all man-made and not real. Then it makes perfect sense. That's why you're reading the same book for all this time and still can't come to the same conclusion about anything. That's like being in a book club. And we're in a book club where we're supposed to read different books and discuss them. 5 years later, we still in the same book. Somebody's gonna be like, hold on, can we please go to another book? We haven't figured this book out in 5 years, but look for us, we're talking about over 1,000 years reading the same book and then having it re-edited in different versions, not a true story, but versions, and it's nothing but confusion, okay? So back to the Hebrew Israelites, just for y'all to know, if you're dealing with them, don't. Really, don't. Say your piece and move on, because all they're going to do is hit you with a bunch of scriptures and tell you, because, oh, you ate red lobster, you eating shrimp, oh, you eating lobster, scallops, or you eating pork, or whatever it is, and for somehow what you're eating is more important than the way that you're actually living and helping people out. This is ridiculous in 2019. Nobody cares about that. What you eat is more important than how you live. I'm doing something for somebody, but because I don't believe you're Yahshua or Yahushua died for my sins, then you're no different than the Christians. You're just Christians that believe everything is black and change your name to add Israel to their names, add Hebrew to their names, and y'all don't forget from the other videos that Hebrew is nothing but Canaanite. The Hebrews came out of the Canaanites, and the Hebrew language comes from the Greeks. So I mean, how can we really say it is what it is when the Hebrews, your language came out of the Greeks? So you're not no ancient people. You're a made up people. Because of Pharaoh. Pharaoh is an Egyptian. I mean, Pharaoh is a Greek word for king. Egypt is an Egyptian word for Kemet. And then your God says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, not the Aleph and the Tav. The Alpha and the Omega are the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. The Aleph and the Tav are the last and first letters of the Hebrew alphabet. So none of these things make sense unless their language came from Greek. So it was all a Greek construct, and it's not real. That's why they have no power other than sitting around telling you, oh, you got to do this and you got to do that. And if you don't, what happens? Absolutely nothing. The Hebrew Israelites are pro-black Christians reading the same Bible the other Christians read. So where's your separation and where's your power? And nobody cares at this point if the Ashkenazis, the white people, took over the so-called the existence of those Hebrews, because they are taking all of the benefits while you're getting nothing. and it benefits us nothing, and every black person is not from the tribe of Judah, I'm not going to believe it. And that's the whole thing too. Your DNA comes from what you believe. You got a DNA based on somebody telling you something and you believe it. Oh, now I believe it. Yeah, I'm from the tribe of Judah. But how do you know? You're going to say you're from the tribe of Judah and you can't tell me who your great-great-great-grandparents are. But yet you're going to say what tribe you from? That's a bunch of crap. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Of course, people are going to get mad like they always do. You know, and like I said, it's not even a really in-depth video. But I hope it helps some of you out there. If you're really not versed or whatever, do not deal with the Hebrew Israelites. Walk away, leave it alone, enjoy your peace. You don't have to be in that bondage because they're just trying to suck you back into their religion, okay? So y'all take care out there. Peace.